Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, and I'm back again. This is my second time. Yes, my second time. I got some good stuff for all of you poor folks out there. Good news for all of you poor folks. But before I go to the good news for you poor folks, let me tell you something I just saw. Say in Alabama, the county attorney general, I think, dismissed charges against a young lady who had been engaged in a fight with another lady. That lady shot her in the stomach, and the baby aborted, dead. The the grand jury said that this woman was guilty of killing her baby by starting a fight. I don't know who started the fight, but the grand jury said she started the fight. She initiated it, and this baby was killed by her actions, the woman's actions. And so finally, just look at this. What we're saying is, the grand jury representing the state of Alabama, so concerned about babies being born into the world, that they're going to be hard line and doing as much hard line as they possibly can to save the lives of these babies. Now, many of you think that's wonderful. I think it's a wonderful thing. But what blows my mind is hypocritical. Let the baby grow up. Baby has no food. Baby got no decent place to stay. Parents got no job, can't get a job. Baby ends up, when he gets big enough, engaging in crime. They don't care. That doesn't matter. They say before you get here, it's our responsibility to make sure you get here. Once you get here, bye. See, that's the system that we live under, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you are going to change it. And I, in the power of God, are going to help you. Now, I got that out of the way. So let me tell you about the good news for you poor folks. I just went to Kohl's, K-H-O-L-S, that store. Many of you are familiar with it. If not, you're familiar with Target. If not, you're familiar with Walmart and other stores of that type, or the ones at the mall. And if you walk through those stores, they got some of the stuff that just blows your mind, the stuff that you always dreamed that you'd have. In the kitchen, you'd have it's there. You go to the bedroom, it's there. You go to the living room, it's there. It's the best. And then you go to the clothing department. What you wish you could have is there. Your money just won't let you walk out with it, but it's there. Now let me tell you something. God says that you guys, you ladies, you families that don't have that stuff have been robbed. You've been robbed by the system. You see, all of those materials that was used to make all of that stuff belongs to God. Let me say that again. All the materials that was used to make that stuff belongs to God. Now you know what? Who made that stuff? You did. I know some of you don't have jobs, so I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying men and women, folks made that stuff. They made it. The materials from God, the labor from the people. Now tell me, how come the people got to pay for it? Yeah. Why do you have to pay for it? You know why you got to pay for it? Because somebody set up a system that these people were able to claim it as their own. They claimed it as their own. And by so doing it, they used the monetary system that says you work for us, you can get this money to buy this stuff. But you're limited about what you can buy based upon how much money they pay you. You poor, you're getting paid minimum wage. No doubt about that. So that's that scam that's lined up working against you. So you can dream all your life and never get a chance to touch that stuff. My Heavenly Father, by the Spirit, says to me to say to you, that any and all of these things that you desire that you have not been able to have in your lifetime, you go get a job. God is going to educate through you the industries to allow and design in such a way that the job that is of your choosing, to give you the greatest joy, you can enter into it. If you need additional education, you can get that education free. All the health care, free. And when you're qualified, you get into those jobs And because you are into any one job that you love, all things that's created by the hands of man that you desire for your needs, your wants, and your desire, and for the fulfillment of your dreams, it belongs to you according to God. It belongs to you according to God. But don't stop there. I also went to these dealerships. All of these wonderful, wonderful, pretty, beautiful, advanced, technologically advanced automobiles. Oh man, they look magnificent. And I see you brothers out there walking. I see some of you, oh man, your head's hanging down, you're tired and sweaty, and I can look at you and know that you're poor. I know that you're sad. I know you feel bad because your dreams will never come true. And I know you don't want to hear anybody talking to you about God. Like one dope dealer told me one time, Eddie, I love your message, but God ain't paying no bills. You're right. Why? Because evil has engaged itself in such a way and deceived a blind, suffering people to allow itself to manipulate everything. God says that's over. You need a nice car. All these raggedy cars, I want them to be returned to the dealerships, crushed up and recycled for whatever they can be recycled for. And I want nothing but nice cars, if that's what you want. If that's what you want. What I'm basically saying is that the choice is yours. But new cars on the road. Now everybody's saying, we can't have all those cars on the road. Traffic won't gonna be so bad. And yes, traffic will be so bad. But you know what that will do? That will call for an increase in technological advances. Now, immediate. That means that perhaps you can make those flying cars that you've been talking about for 70 years. It also means that because of the situation and because of your availability to the employment, to your careers, you can work closer around home. You don't have to go miles and miles and miles to a job. You can choose a job perhaps that's in your neighborhood or at least in your community, and you don't have to drive that far, or you can take the public transportation that'll get you there much, much quicker. If it's going to cost you a lot of time, you might not want to even drive your car. Just leave it there. Leave your truck there. Leave whatever automobile you got someplace else while you walk, because you need to exercise. But your life will be so wonderful, you don't mind engaging yourself in any of these alternatives. It will be absolutely fantastic. I'm telling you, poor folks. Now, this is not to threaten rich people or threaten billionaires and millionaires. No, they're still going to have their lifestyle, that elite lifestyle. They're going to have it. But you poor folks, God wants you to have it too. And don't let anybody come telling you, what does it profit the world? What does it profit you to gain the world and lose your soul? You're not losing your soul here. You're expressing now that your soul is alive, that your soul has received the Spirit of the Almighty, truthful one, God. And it has energized you to come out of that shell of stupidity and darkness and blindness and deceit that you've been captured by. Yes, it has freed you now to be alive and to see the truth and walk according to that truth. Yeah, what that means? That means all those people got their name on God's stuff, on God's gold, silver, God's natural resources that only God can give. Get your name off them. We're not mad with you. You responded to a system that said it was okay for you to do that. The same system that said it was okay for you to murder people. The same system that said it was okay for you to have slavery. The same system that said it was okay for you to engage in war. That system. We're getting rid of war. Parents, we want to protect you from having to go to war. Your children, your sons and daughters, kids, we want to protect you, your mothers and fathers, from having to go kill people or be killed for some stupid stuff, some stupid, ignorant, devilish, evil, satanic stuff. No, we want to free all of that. We want to free it all. Now, I'm giving you the message. The message that I'm giving you is truth. It's coming from the invisible spirit that you can't see, you can't touch it, you can't feel it. But everything that you can identify is evidence of its existence. I'm giving you that information. I'm not going to make that happen. Donald Trump can't make that happen or tear you down. No Democrat can make that happen. The only one can make it happen is you, the people, believing in God to the extent that your faith is put to work. And you've heard it said 1,000 times that faith without works is dead. So you're going to make sure it's alive. You're going to start doing what God has given you to do. And you don't want to hear nobody come telling you about some dead men and they being explained to you by some people who don't know what they're talking about. I tell you this, keep this in mind. If people say that you are frail, you're human, and vulnerable. Well, the people in the Bible were humans just like you, frail, vulnerable, just like you. But if God could speak to them, why can't God speak to you? Ask yourself that question. Did he just want to speak to them and not you? No. He might have to force himself to speak to them. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, he doesn't have to force himself to speak to you. Because you are alive and they are dead. You don't need anybody telling you about what some dead men said. I'm alive. I'm telling you what God said to me. And all you got to do is open up your will to receive the Spirit of God and allow God to speak to you. Put that book aside. You can write a new book. Okay? Now, I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. Now, the information that I'm giving you is fantastic enough for you to go gladly, gleefully, and share with everybody you run across. Because the world that's changing is changing for you while you are alive. You ain't got to die to go to heaven. You ain't got to die to go to paradise. Paradise can be right here, right now, if you demand it. And basically, demanding it means you doing what is required to get it here. Now, until next time, this is Eddie Marker saying goodbye. And I got a couple of more subject matters that I'm going to speak to you on. Maybe not today, but I guarantee you pretty soon. Until next time, bye-bye.